Hello, I'm Russell Hanabusa. This video is about the SkinSampler device. It is a new kind of anti-kidnapping protection that can automatically and immediately summon help to the victim and that threatens the kidnapper with DNA identification to the police. This little girl mannequin is wearing many skin samplers. They transform her from a helpless victim into a threatening DNA identification booby trap against kidnappers. Skin samplers come in many forms. This mannequin's clothing is covered with many of them. Skin samplers are designed to be dislodged by the violence of a kidnapping. Let's say I was a kidnapper and I want to grab this child and put her into a car trunk. I come in here, try to grab her, control her, lift her up, and take her away. But in doing so, I have touched some of her skin samplers and they have been dislodged and fell to the ground. And you can see the bigger the struggle is, the more skin samplers will be dislodged. In order to show you more clearly the scattering of skin samplers during an attack, the following picture shows a sweater hanging above a sidewalk. Several of the skin samplers from the sweater have been dislodged and are scattered upon the ground. The following video clip shows that skin samplers can take and hold skin with just one rub. This video shows how a skin sampler can take and hold human skin. I have stained my skin with henna to make it visible under the microscope. This microscope shows that this skin sampler is clear of any skin. I take it out, I rub it once on my skin, put it back, and now you can see the tiny samples of skin that it now holds. The kidnapper tries to protect himself from DNA sampling by using gloves. This may not work because the outside of the kidnapper's clothing is covered with thousands of his own skin flakes. And if a skin sampler samples his skin flakes, it can DNA identify him. Now I will show that skin samplers can be wirelessly detected. That is because skin samplers have inside of them an electronic circuit like this. You can think of skin samplers like you would an access badge. All you have to do is bring the badge and detector close enough and the badge is red. So skin samplers have a unique ID number. They do not use batteries and they never run down. I will now show that skin samplers have different ID numbers. This one here is different from the number in this one here. This one versus that one. Skin samplers in a foil shield can be used to trigger a cell phone to make an automatic call for help. Now I will show that if a skin sampler is in a metal shield like this, it cannot be read by the detector. However, if during a kidnapping or struggle the shield is removed from its covering, it can be read. Skin samplers are different in that they provide for a fully automatic and instantaneous call for help upon an attack. I will now show that during a kidnapping strike, the unmasking of the kid's RFID tag will trigger her phone to call the mother's phone and send its GPS location. The kidnapper strikes, the phone detects it, the phone calls the mother's phone, it gets 3 text messages, she answers the phone, she can now talk to the child and warn away the kidnapper at the same time. She also gets text messages that show the address of the attack. And here's the address right here. So she can tell the attacker where he is and tell him that he's sending the police right away. The police can have long-range RFID detectors like this one. They can be set to automatically notify officers if they detect any of the girl's skin samplers. I will now describe a possible police investigation using SkinSampler evidence. Finding one of the child's skin samplers with the kidnapper's body, car, property, or home connects him with the child. Then the police, with SkinSampler evidence in hand, will ask the kidnapper questions like these. Where were you when she disappeared? Why is your DNA in her skin sampler? Why did we find her skin samplers in your car and home? The following police investigation of his answers will expose him as the kidnapper. A common question is how can you guarantee that a skin sampler will identify the kidnapper? The answer is that one skin sampler cannot guarantee that the kidnapper will be identified. However, the more important question is, how can the kidnapper be sure that none of the many skin samplers will ever identify him? Skin sampler devices are tough. They do not use batteries and never run down. And they have an ID number assigned to the girl. The girl has many of them, and they can hold DNA for a long time. And the automatic alert can bring the police right away. The common question is, what if the kidnapper is a divorced parent? The answer is, often in family kidnappings, the attacker does not care if they are known. As with most things, if a high risk of punishment is not a deterrent, then almost no defense works. However, if the kidnapper wants to avoid identification, then skin samplers will make the victim less appealing. A common question is, what prevents the kidnapper from just gathering up all of these skin samplers at the crime scene? The answer is that the kidnapper cannot leave any DNA evidence against him behind, but he will have uncertainty as to how many pieces there are. Let's say he gathers 23 skin samplers. Is that all of them? Or does he need to stay and search? Or is he just lingering at the crime scene looking for something that isn't there and exposing himself to be witnessed? Skin samplers can be made appealing to children. Skin samplers can be made stylish for adults. They can come in a variety of shapes and sizes, some very small and suitable for jewelry. Skin samplers are very affordable. A set of 25 blanks can retail for $50. At this time, I do not anticipate any recurring cost to support the skin sampler devices themselves. If the user wants the automatic alert feature, they will have to get a phone with the ability to detect ultra-high frequency RFID tags. This can be done with a off-the-shelf module, typically $200, or buying a specialized phone that has the modules, the RFID capability built into it. Here I must caution potential users. The list of phones and modules that we will support with our software is not determined yet. At this time, I do not expect any recurring costs to come from supporting the instant alert, other than the costs of supporting a mobile phone. Now we will look at bringing skin sampler protection to the world's poor.
Skin sampler sets can be made for the very poor. This is because the skin sampler is composed of two parts, the outside which samples skin and the inside which has the wireless tag. The wireless tag has 95% of the cost of the skin sampler. So it is most expensive on the right, where they all have wireless tags, as shown by red, and the cost is highest. Moving to the center, only half of the skin samplers have wireless tags, so the costs have been reduced by about half. Moving to the left, none of the skin samplers have wireless tags, so the cost will be reduced to a minimum, which is essentially that of plastic. By moving along the blue line, we can make skin sampler sets for the very poor.
Skin sampler devices provide a practical and affordable method to greatly reduce kidnapping worldwide. I ask you to take on a role in the history of ending kidnapping. Right now, you are the most important actor in protecting children from kidnappers. You can be the critical link between the capabilities of SkinSampler devices and anti-kidnapping organizations. Do act for the sake of all those who have suffered in the past and all those who are in danger now and in the future. By doing this, you will gain the abiding belief that because of you, the world will become a better place. Thank you for your time and attention.